All right, I think we're live now. Maybe. We'll see. Possibly. I can't really tell because this thing keeps messing up. So, if we are live, welcome. If we're not, then I'm talking to myself for no reason at all. But hopefully, we're actually live and rolling. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you're all doing well. Hopefully, you're doing fantastic. There we go. Now we are live. Hey. If we're not, then I'm talking to myself for no reason at all. There we go. Now, hi Emma. Hey, Fantastic Raids. Thanks. So like I said, I'm trying out a new streaming setup tonight. It has to do with a different camera, which is the reason I'm holding my phone. And anyway, it's just different. The nice thing is, if it works out well, it's streaming in 1080p, so you guys can see every glorious hair on my face and anything else that we look at. And the audio quality, I don't know, that'll probably be about the same. So anyway, but I'm going to use my phone for chat. So, hey, Emma, you met the 501st in Georgia? Awesome. That's great. How was it? And was it at an event or something like that? Were they in costume? And yeah, so Fantastic Raids, how you doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing well. So tonight I don't have a lot of time. I'm only going to go for about 30 minutes or so, but I wanted to just give a general time for a Q&A and see what's happening. We've got some big events coming up this week. The biggest is probably, is definitely SenchiCon, which is our biggest convention here in Alaska. That's going to be all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And a lot of us, the Legion guys, people will be down there with the booth, with our Death Star panels, and saying hi to people and talking to people, and maybe see if more people want to join us and about what we do. We're even going to have a panel there, which is going to be about costuming for good causes, or costuming for charity, which is what we do. So hopefully that'll be fun, and it'll be great because I'm sure I'm going to be able to get a bunch of good footage for you guys and upload some great vlogs. I don't know if it'll be like last year where we interrupted Zach Callison or not. I don't remember who's coming up this year. Anyway, but it'll be fun. It's in a whole new venue this year. It's in the same venue as Kids Day, which means it's a lot bigger. And so, hey, JT Clark, glad you could stick around. Hopefully this is coming to you well. Spent some time with our buddy Justin up here earlier today. We were taking some pictures of him in his Kylo costume. And hi, Eric. And so, yeah, it's good. Hey, Michelle. You met the Dune Sea Garrison. That's fantastic. Dragon Con. Oh, Dragon Con. Did you meet a Vader there? Because I know that Vader. Anyway, hopefully you had a great time, Emma. Chris does Darth Maul. He let you meet all of them because you can go to the convention center. Cool. Was he in costume and paint and everything when you went to meet him, or was he just normal, regular old Chris? Because, I'd love to meet a really good Darth Maul sometime. It'd be really fun. Cade up here, who, congratulations, Cade. He got approved for the Galactic Academy because he's not 18 yet. But he did get approved, his Darth Maul costume approved. And actually, for Galactic Academy, he's way above and beyond what they would need. His costume's looking really, really great. So he's going to be, I'm sure he'll be at SenchiCon in Darth Maul at some point. And we'll get some footage together doing something. Anyway, they were all in costume. Fantastic. Was there a Vader? You saw Vader? Good. Good. Nice. I'm glad. So, yeah. So that's our big news. We've got SenchiCon coming up Saturday, which actually for us is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because Friday we're going to go set up. And we have an event Friday night, but that's a closed event, so it's only open to certain people. But it's going to be lots of fun. It's one of my favorites. Might get some footage from it. We'll see, depending on what the client or the people that we're doing this with want to do. So, JT Clark, Richard is the best. That's true. As far as I've seen, Richard he's a phenomenal Darth Maul. Just absolutely phenomenal. It helps that he has Britta sewing his robes for him. But the dude he's amazing, especially because he can actually do all of the stuff that Darth Maul did, that's quite a feat in and of itself, because you've got to have quite a bit of training there for that. Yes. Emma, you were in costume too and you regretted it. Don't regret it. Don't regret it. Hey, James. Hey, thanks, James, for the card. I appreciate it. Someday I'm going to get some cards made. It probably won't be anytime soon, but someday I will. And when I do, and if I ever get down that way to visit you guys, I'll have one for you. IT, your spell check is still giving you problems there. Don't feel bad. It happens to everybody. Happens to me a lot. The autocorrect sometimes is the most irritating thing, especially when it's correcting stuff that you always do and it just keeps going. So, Emma, what was your costume? You went to. Good night, Michelle. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry it took so long to get this up and running. It just did. And if it works out, we might actually try and stream a little bit from SenchiCon during the event, because this setup will work, or I'll just use my phone. But might try and stream a little bit there. We'll see how that goes. So, but thanks for tuning in, Michelle. Have a good night. So, Emma, you said you went and you were in costume. I want to know what costume you were in, because I'm curious to see what costume you're in. Yeah, very curious. Sorry, I've not been drinking enough water today, and I've been running like crazy. I shipped a saber off to Australia. I shipped a helmet to a gentleman in California. And, oh, you were the Huntress from Arrow. It was nothing Star Wars. Well, then you shouldn't feel bad at all. I would feel more awkward if you were in a Star Wars costume coming to pose next to all the 501st guys, because sometimes that can be a little strange when, depending on how good the costume is. Anyway, hey, fantastic raids. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out, man. You were hanging out for a long time, and I appreciate that you stuck around and made it through like the 6 different events that I tried to get started with this new setup. So let me know what you think of this new setup. If you like it, if it's like the most amazing thing you've ever seen, because it's now in full HD. I guess so long as my internet connection holds out anyway, it's in full HD. If you like it or not. I just figure then if I show you something on screen, you'll get to see it in that much more detail, right? Like, woo. And the cool thing is I can do stuff like this too. Like move stuff around, pan out. That's pretty cool, right? It's like a real live legit thing now. Something like that anyway. Anyway, so yeah. You do like the new setup? Awesome. I'm glad. It's taken some time. Brian and I were going back and forth with it for a while a couple days ago, trying to get some of the bugs worked out, and I don't like just testing things out of the blue. I like to test them before, so I kind of know the ins and outs of them before I really try them. And yeah, so I think I like this overall. It's pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. TJ, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it. I know it's getting late your direction there, but you dropped your cape and robe off at the tailor today. It should be ready next week. Look out, 501st. Another Vader's coming. Awesome, buddy. I'm glad. I can't wait to see your pictures of you all suited up. That was the only comment I was going to say. The pictures you posted earlier, I was like, oh, the cape's a little bit long. I didn't know if you plan to put some, auto lifts in your boots or something like that, but they'd have had to have been pretty long, or big lifts. And I don't recommend doing that much anyway. So, Fantastic Raids. Yes, this is what Fantastic Raids sent me here, which is actually one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite pictures. I love that. Yes. Oh, and I didn't even see your question there. 20 hours ago. Hey, there we go. You asked when I was going to be streaming, and here we are, streaming away. I think you might be the only one not seeing video, because I'm watching it on my phone, not on this account, but on my other account, to just make sure. Thanks for the picture, John. Yeah, this is the Darth Maul in down there. He's pretty amazing. So now that you can see it in full HD, it's amazing, right? It's fantastic. Um, Speaking of which, I should probably turn my quality down here because the bummer about living in Alaska is we pay for X amount of internet, at least with the internet provider I'm with, which is the only one that offers speeds fast enough for me to be able to live stream like this. And this computer behind me, I had to do a wipe and restore and start over, which meant I had to download 115 gigabytes worth of software samples and stuff like that over the last yesterday, basically. My poor cable modem was probably about shot by the end of the day, but I've just about used up my whole entire internet allowance for the month. Doing that. Eric asks, how tall am I in and out of costume? So, out of costume, I am 6'4", barefoot, flat foot on the ground, not counting hair or anything. So in costume, I'm about 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", somewhere in there. The boots add a few inches, well, 2 inches, about 2 inches, maybe a little less than 2 inches, and the helmet adds about 2 inches-ish. Depending on how the helmet sits on you and stuff like that. I've got the helmet sitting not high on me, but where I like it and where it's comfortable. It's I wouldn't go any higher on myself because I would start to get a big gap in my neck, and I might actually lower it a hair. So, but I sit between 6'8" and 6'9", depending on how much I'm slouching and how tired I am that day is all a big part of it. So. Yes. Not the audio station. Yes, Brian, the audio station. And it wasn't bad that I had to do it. It wasn't like the hard drive quit on me or anything like that, but it was just there was some bugs I kept running into, and the only way, after extensive research, the only way to get rid of the bugs that I was running into with my studio computer was to wipe it and do a fresh install, a clean install of absolutely everything, starting from scratch. Which was kind of a bummer. Anyway. Yeah. John T. Clark, you're exactly the same. Bit over 6'4", 6'9", top to bottom. Cool. That's awesome. I didn't realize you were that tall for some reason. But yeah, you carry the costume well. Well, yeah, you carry the costume well. Justin and I were talking about you earlier today, so if your ears were burning, that was what it was. Fantastic Rage, you were semi-excited for The Last Jedi. Semi-excited? Okay, so I've been talking to a lot of my friends, and a lot of people are down in the dumps now that they said that JJ is directing episode 9. And I can't believe I've seen more memes about, the return of the lens flare or revenge of the lens flare or something like that, where talking about JJ's particular directing style. But for The Last Jedi, I'm setting my hopes low-ish, to in the hopes that and I'm planning on having fun. I'm not going to go in with a whole bunch of expectations. I'm not going to go in with a bunch of preconceived ideas. I'm just going to go to just purely enjoy the movie. Whether I go back again in the theater, that will be determined by how much I like the movie or don't like the movie. So that's kind of where I sit. Fantastic Raids. JJ isn't your director. The next one's not even JJ. The next one's not even him. So JT Clark says, careful about talking about me carrying the costume well. I meant nothing bad by that, brother. I just meant that you carry the costume well. I see a lot of people when they walk in costume or they have the costume on that they look really slouched over, really like this. There's nothing worse than a Vader who's from the side looks like this. It just drives me crazy because that conveys an attitude and Vader is, oh my gosh, you're going to get me on a soapbox. Vader, if anything, Vader is like 80% about attitude and how you carry the costume. The costume is cool. No buts about that. But most of it is how you carry yourself in costume, and you have to have the attitude. You can't slouch over. You can't have your head hung down like this or your shoulders all hunched over. You've got to be like, you've got to have presence, because Dave Prowse he just was amazing at that. I mean, he owned the room. When you walked in, it was partly the costume, but it was partly the fact that the dude was huge and he just commanded presence. And so anyway, I did not mean in any other way other than you carry the costume well. So it's a compliment. Thanks for that. Thanks for accepting my recovery there. Anyway. Yeah, JJ is proven, and it's impossible to please every fan. I watched The Force Awakens again today. It really wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I saw it in theater. I still enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy like Empire Strikes Back or even Return of the Jedi. But I do enjoy it. It's good. Richard, you're on. Awesome. I was showing some people your picture earlier because John sent it to me. It's true. You have to own it. And the same is true with a costume like Darth Maul. Like, you have to have the attitude that character had, or it just doesn't happen. You just can't. Yes. So for those of you that don't know, Richard here, who just joined, Richard Bennett, I'm going to give you a little shout out, Richard, is a Darth Maul, and he's a fantastic Darth Maul. Partly because he looks the part and does it well, but partly because he can do the stuff that Darth Maul did. He's got training and stuff like that. And so when he talks about, he says you have to own it, it's true. Like, you have to own the costume. You have to own the character. You have to become that person. And so that comes with like having the attitude, carrying your body the same way they did. And if you don't, then you could have the best costume in the world, and it won't do the same thing. It won't have the same impact to people. Hey, Ionic. See, I said it right. And it took me days after you told me that to figure out what you were talking about. And I was like, oh, it's Ionic, not iconic. Yes, okay. Yeah, design, iconic, it sort of goes together. Anyway, but yes, Richard is a stud. He's pretty freaking phenomenal. And Ionic design, for those of you that don't know, is a excellent Count Dooku. And so much more, but he's a really great Count Dooku. So, yes, I agree, Ionic. The spot-on costume certainly helps. And then how you carry that costume, how you wear that costume, and how you present yourself in that costume is a lot of it. You could have a bad costume and you can carry yourself the best in the world. It just won't matter. But if you have a great costume and you carry yourself and have the right attitude and carry the presence that character would have, then you're really, really going to make the impact that character made. And so, James, I said one thing about Timberline Garrison, and they all invaded. And it's true. All of a sudden, we've got 4 of you guys on here. At least 4 of you. Maybe more that haven't said anything yet. We got somebody from Texas on here. And somebody from Georgia. Anyway, Emma says I should go to Dragon Con one day. I would love to go and visit. I would love to go down and visit Timberline Garrison. I would love to go and visit a lot of places. Hopefully someday I will. Right now it looks like probably the only places that I'll get to go do that and maybe troop with some other garrisons would be in California, because my in-laws live in California and we go down there periodically for, Christmas or Thanksgiving, stuff like that. So that's, that would be the only way I would end up down there trooping with anybody for now. Hopefully someday I really would love to go to Idaho. And hey, Justin, welcome to the stream, and troop with those guys down there, because I'm getting to have a lot of friends down there that I'd like to meet in person at some point. And now that Brian's down in the Seattle, Tacoma area, I would like to go down there. And actually, that I could probably almost pull off because I have a lot of family in that area. And maybe you could say hi to some people down there while I'm there. So, we're all 501st. It's true. And fantastic raids. Hey, fantastic raids, what time is it there right now? And you're welcome. We're sending you the sun. It's starting to get dark up here really early, and it's already starting to get pretty cold. So, time for the sun to go back on that side of the earth. You have a 95% accurate Kylo costume, but you're too shy to wear it around. You're going to debut it this Halloween with your wife as Rey. That's a great idea, Hyperion. There's something that's interesting when you're wearing a costume with a helmet where it covers your face. I've noticed that a lot of shy people become less shy. It's something odd that when you put a costume, a mask over your face, and you get to pretend to be somebody else, it really, really helps. Vader Nation, Spokane. I would never forget Spokane. I lived there for a few years. In fact, I spent a good chunk of my childhood in the Colville area, up in Addy, if you know where that is, and Waits Lake, if you know where that is. Which, if you're in Spokane, you probably know about where those things are. Bye, Emma. We'll talk to you later. It's 2 p.m. over there, huh? Fantastic raids. It's only 2 p.m. tomorrow in Australia. Man, time goes fast. So, anyway, I would like to know from everybody who's on the stream right now, how many of you are excited to see Last Jedi, and how many of you are apprehensive about seeing The Last Jedi? Because I know there's supposed to be a new trailer coming soon, or at least that's the rumors. But I'm curious how many of you are excited to see it, and how many of you are a little bit more apprehensive or on the not so excited side. So, I'm excited. But like I said, I'm keeping my expectations low, and I'm going to go in just looking to have a good time and enjoy the movie. Hopefully, then after that, I'll probably pick it apart to death. And yes, we'll do a review or whatever on here to let everybody know. So, can't wait. Richard says can't wait. Awesome. Vader Nation says excited. Good. That's good. Ionic says tentatively hopeful. I think I'm in the same camp with you, Ionic. Anyway, I Fear Theme says super pumped. That's good. Justin's super excited for the shield generator scene. No. That's the next movie. Like, one more over. You mean when they flashback? Yeah. I was thinking, okay, yeah. When you flashback to show what happens, yeah, that would be interesting. JT Clark says excited, but then you love everything Star Wars. True. John Catholic, welcome to the stream, John. Says not my director. Oh my gosh. You guys. Brandon Winters, welcome to the stream. Says excited for Last Jedi, but apprehensive about the Han Solo movie. I'm a little more apprehensive about that one too. Yeah. I really liked Rogue One. I thought they did a great job for a whatever they're calling those movies. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but the non-trilogy, main storyline canon, not canon, but the main storyline movies. I thought they did a fantastic job with Rogue One. I hope that they do a good job with Han Solo, and the other ones that they have planned. They definitely have more leeway with those, which it could be a good or could be a bad thing, depending on what they do with it. So, Brian says, standing by for a movie, then it can wow me. Exactly. Yes. It's 10 p.m. there. Wait, is it 10? Is it 9 here? It's 10 p.m. there? Aren't you in Idaho? You're not in Mountain Time, are you? It's only 8 here, and we're only an hour behind Pacific. Anyway. Brandon, you're another, wow, nice to meet you, Brandon. Another Timberline, a great TK and Tuscan. We need some Tuscans here in Anchorage. I would like to get some Tuscans. Maybe I just need to do a Tuscan someday. Anyway, so, John, why is JJ not your director? I'm curious about that. other than too many lens flares or something like that. It was funny. Oh, Idaho's mountain time. Not all of Idaho is mountain time, or is it all mountain time? Because I used to go to Priest Lake a lot, and I don't remember having an hour time change. We'd canoe up to Upper Priest Lake and camp out up there for a week every summer. And anyway, I don't know. Reminiscing with all of you guys, places back there. I liked Idaho. It was fun to go there. Brandon has an awesome R2 as well. Fantastic, Brandon. That's fantastic. Brian is building an R2, and he's on the R2 Builders forums and stuff like that. He's come quite a ways. And, of course, it would have been complete had he not decided to go for, like, the Uber Deluxe. It does everything in the movie except for fly version that he's going for, which is going to be amazing when it's done. But he has taken on quite a huge, ambitious project. I will say the paint that he did turned out fantastic. It is great. JT Clark says, ask yourself this. If you had a choice between watching a new Star Wars movie and watching something else, your choice is Seinfeld, NFL football. I'm not going to repeat the last part, but so I would go watch a new Star Wars movie. I wouldn't watch NFL just purely because I don't like football, I don't like basketball, I don't like baseball, and I don't really like soccer. I don't really care for big team sports at all. So I never really been into them anyway. Has nothing to do with all of the current stuff like that. Anyway, anthology. Thank you, Fantastic Raids. The anthology films, yes. I'm hoping they do some good anthology films. That would be fantastic. So, paint dry. Brian would like to watch paint dry rather than do any of those things. Oh, man. Ipyrthene is really curious how they handle Leia in the film with Carrie's passing. I'm curious about that, too. I'm sure they're going to do a really good job with it. Fantastic Raids. What is the NFL? No fan league, Brian. Oh, that's cruel, man. Fantastic Raids. So that is the American football. It's the National Football League, but it's the American football, not the football that the rest of the world knows. It's just the American one. Anyway, there's a bit of controversy surrounding them right now because they've become a lot more political in the last couple of years. And that's all I'm going to say about it. They've become a lot more political, and so they're taking some heat from both sides. Yeah, but they are doing an Obi-Wan movie. Yes, Fantastic Raids. Richard Bennett, thank you. I'm so glad to see that somebody else is with me on the sports thing, especially somebody like you who is very athletic. I just have never been into big team sports, and it's probably because I played by myself a lot as a kid out in rice fields in a country I grew up in. So anyway, no. I said this was only going to be a half an hour, and we're getting close to that mark. And I've got to keep it short because I only have 25 gigs of data left for the month. You guys want me to stream and upload my vlogs from when we do SenchiCon and stuff, right? Don't you? I do think we're going to try and live stream at SenchiCon. I think it would be fun. I haven't worked exactly out how we're going to yet, but I'm going to work on it, and we'll see how that works out. The Force is strong with me. The Force is strong with me. The Force is strong with me. I do, if you haven't already, I don't know if it's been totally confirmed or not, Ipyrthene, but it sounds like it's moving forward. So if you haven't seen already, I posted this on my Instagram, which I think is linked in the description, but that's my helmet, my Darth Vader helmet that I took a picture of earlier today. That was today? Yeah, it was today. And I gotta say, that helmet is just beautiful, and I really like it. I'm sorry, I'll stop gloating about my helmet, but it's just really nice. I like it a lot. Let's see, Richard Bennett, if I could ever catch a ball. That sounds exactly like me. So it's not that I didn't try out for some of those. The closest I could get to was basketball, which I really couldn't get very close because I'm not good at dribbling. I couldn't make shots very well. and everybody wanted me to play because I was really, really tall, and I just didn't like it. Um, I tried baseball and softball. I can't hit a ball with a bat. I just am not good. And then I tried. I didn't ever really try football, other than just playing with friends and stuff. And I suck at that. I just not good at football. And soccer I was okay at, or football for those of you in the other parts of the world. But I didn't like it that much. So anyway, uh, yeah, you're better at tossing kicks. That I could totally believe. Um, I could totally believe. It's funny. I started doing some martial arts stuff when I was 14, 13, 14, 14. And I was really, really enjoying it. And then in one summer, in 4 months, I grew 5 inches. And my knees hurt so bad, and I couldn't hardly walk, and I couldn't do anything. And then because I grew so fast, it was like once everything kind of recovered from the extreme growth spurt, it was so hard to be coordinated after that, and so I stopped doing martial arts. And I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd kept doing it, or I wish I'd picked it back up again at least when I got over it a little bit. But anyway, so Senchi-kun, yes, that's right. Hey Zach, welcome to the stream, bud. What's it like to be in the Vader costume? It's hot and it's heavy and it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's actually not that uncomfortable, but it's hard to see out of and stuff. And remind me at the next troop, I'll let you put my helmet on and you can look through it and get an idea of what it's like. But it's interesting. It's definitely different. Let's see. JT Clark asked me if I got a Quasimodo. That is not a Quasimodo. That's my trooping helmet, which is a stone that was painted by a guy named JMC. And Justin said it earlier, it's so sexy. And it's true. It really is so sexy. It's beautiful. And the thing is I've done 81, 82, 83 events in that helmet now. And it's like, it looks great. It's really, really handling it well. So anyway, Hyperion, it's true. I'm more of an artist and a technician than I am like a athlete jock kind of person. That's true. I do like physical things. I like working out. I like going for hikes. I don't like team sports as much. I like more of the individual stuff because I'm a super high individualistic type person. So Zachary, you're a tech geek. That's true. And you know what's funny, Zachary? I remember exactly the first time that we met when I was in costume and you were in costume with a sonic screwdriver. And I have to say, I was pretty impressed with your costume. It was pretty sweet. Richard, you need to go back. You're getting sloppy. Yeah, you better not get sloppy. You know, Darth Maul's got to be in tip-top form there. He's got to have those moves. So I'm curious, Richard, because I know you do martial arts and stuff. Do you do gymnastics too? Are you able to do the flips and stuff like that? Anyway, I'm curious about that. You still have no idea what you should start for a costume, Zach? For Star Wars or something else? Answer me that, and I'll answer you then. Let's see. Gabriel, your magma kit finally arrived. Awesome. Congratulations. From Walt. That's good. All right, JT. I'll see you later. Enjoy your back to bath or whatever it is you do. Ionic is a special kind of art sports crossbreed. Oh, I wish he was on the stream right now. I'd love to see what his response is for that. Oh, no, sadly. Oh, that's too bad. You don't. I thought, for some reason, I thought you did, but anyway. Oh, Ionic, there he is. Richard can get airtime. He's good with the jumps and kicks. I bet he can get airtime. I've no doubt about that. I would love to see. I mean, I guess he didn't do that many flips or really a lot of acrobatics, but other than like what was CG'd in. But anyway, I do like Darth Maul. Man, good Darth Maul. Okay, so I'll be honest, like I'd like to come down to Timberline Garrison and say hi to you guys and really just meet a really good Darth Maul in person. I've met one really good Vader in person. That was Chris Green down at the Golden Gate Garrison a couple years ago. And since then, it's been me in the costume, so I've never really had a chance to meet anyone else in costume. And I would love to meet and get a picture with a good Darth Maul. I would love to get a picture with a good Count Dooku too. I'd probably have to squat down so we could get the height difference looking better though. Ionic. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Can't flip in a fight. That's true. Flipping is not a good, unless you do like the Gracie type stuff. Was it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Which watching that technique is interesting, and I've never really quite understood exactly how it works, but it looks cool. Anyway, please do make a video of your mall moves. I'd like to see that. You can stand on some phone books. Oh, you're not that much shorter than me, I don't think. Anyway, that's the thing. Yeah. So you can stand on some phone books. We can just find some stairs. We'll just find some stairs. How about that? We can pull the whole photography trick where one person's foreground and background and it looks right. Or, oh yeah, we can just do that on flat ground. I'll just stand further back and it'll work. It'll work fine. It'll work fine. Raylo. No Raylos. No Raylos. Yes, James, please upload a video of Richard doing his stuff. I would like to see him in action. I think I've seen a clip of him somewhere, but I can't remember where. So, let's see. All right, a couple more minutes and then I'm going to call it because 5'11". I'm only 6'4". It's 5 inches. It's not that bad. That would work. And I know you know how to do photography. We can set things up with some proper depth perspective, and we'll get it set. So, well, I didn't know I'd be chatting with the Timberline Garrison and a couple of other people from other parts of the world, but it's good to talk with all of you tonight. You guys have any big trips coming up? Big events you want to share? Because I've shared ours is the big convention. Alaska's only, well, not only convention, but it's the biggest one by far. And anyway, so yeah, I remember seeing that video of his kick. That's true, Ionic. I remember that. So Zach, for Star Wars, let's see. What kind of, I know one of your costumes, but who's your favorite character in Star Wars, Zach? That's what I'd ask you for sure to start there. What's your favorite character? Because that's important. You're thinking of starting as a Jawa or something. So a Jawa is fun, and you can be mischievous. You can have a lot of fun with people. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You can make gibberish if you want to talk. And most people love Jawas and want to take pictures with them. And it's a fairly easy and comfortable costume to do as well. So if that's something you want to do. And I don't remember if you met, because my kids were there when you and I first met, and they were both dressed up as Jawas then. So I'm not sure when you'll see them again in costume, but it probably won't be too long. Fantastic rides. You have a 501st costume meetup in a Star Wars cafe where you live? That sounds like fun. Nice. Ionic, you have 2 this weekend, Friday local school, and Saturday Prader-Willi Syndrome Association walk. That's cool. That sounds awesome. Sounds great. Justin, yeah, I agree with Justin, Zach, that you can't ever have too many Jawas. And yes, and Ionic's right. Jawas can be in either the Rebel Legion or the 501st, or both at the same time. So I keep thinking and threatening to do a Jawa, like join the giant Jawa club, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Maybe someday I will. It'd be fun. A 6'4" Jawa running around. It probably would terrify children. It's interesting to me how kids are less afraid of Darth Vader than they are of Jawas. Like, they will come up and give me a hug. They'll run over to give me a high five most of the time. A few of them will be scared, but most of them are super excited to meet Darth Vader. Most of them are terrified of Jawas, and I think it's the glowing eyes and they can't see a face and stuff like that, but it's interesting. And then adults are kind of the other way around. Like, they're a little more scared of Darth Vader, and they're really super excited to meet Jawas. So it's just one of those interesting things. Justin says, and you get to wear Uggs if you're Jawa. It's true. You do. You can wear super comfortable stuff. Good night, Vader Nation. Cheers, man. Have a great time. Hopefully it's getting nicer and less smoky for you down there. Brandon, that's true. There are tall Jawas. That's why I keep thinking of joining the giant Jawa club. Won't be anytime soon. James, your super visit of all of Alaska's garrison's hospital visits. You really wish you could do that more often. You know what? Those are, bar anything, those are my favorite visits. They are sometimes they're the hardest, but they are the most rewarding ones that we do for sure. And that's originally why I started doing this. I was dressed in the Ruby's Darth Vader costume I had, saw how my kids reacted and realized the potential, and then started looking around and researching, and led me to the 501st. And yeah, that was the whole reason I got started. I wanted to go to the hospital. It took me and Jen and Brian and Chaplain at the hospital a good 8-9 months to make it happen. And then finally we kind of got going there. And then as we built up trust with one hospital, the hospital that we use, Providence, then the word got spread to some of the other hospitals, and we've then the Native Hospital and Ronald McDonald House, and then also we're starting to maybe talk to Regional, which is another hospital up here. But it's taken some time. It's really fun. It's a little harder because usually the timeline that they would like us to come visit at is not conducive for most people that work day jobs. So I've been fortunate in that the last year and a half, well, since I've been approved, I've had a really flexible schedule. And Jen works nights, and Brian was really fortunate with his bosses up here that they were actually pretty encouraging him to go and make sure he got to the hospital and troop, because they found out what we did. So anyway, fantastic rates. You think I should become a clone? I do not want to wear that much hard armor. Oh man, I don't. Zachary, you think you'll start off as a Jawa? You're close to the height? Yeah. A Jawa's a good one. It's a really good costume to start out with. It's not expensive. They're fun, and they're fairly comfortable, and they're super lightweight. So think about it. I can point you in the right direction. I've got a video on this channel, too, that you can watch. Fantastic, great. You get more scared about Jawas than Vaders. That's awesome. Richard Bennett, you have plans to do a small fan film of Maul. Nothing concrete yet. Man, we need to meet face to face sometime. I'm dying to do a fan film of Vader. I would love to do a really good fan film of Vader. Like there's the one Maul film that they did. I don't remember what it was called anyway, but it's just really, really well done. Like I would love to do a really, really good short fan film with Vader. And I've got some ideas floating around in my head. I've kind of started thinking about possible storylines and stuff like that. It might be forever until I get to do it, but I think it would be fun. I previously said a huge jaw would be hilarious. You would think so until you see one in person. They're kind of freaky. Brandon says it's surprising how many ladies love the Tuskens. Tuskens are fun, man. They're so much fun. I loved it when Dennis came down from Fairbanks, and when Chris was up here from Star Garrison. The Tuskens, man, they were fun to troop with. It was the Tuskens are just, they're a lot of fun. So, fantastic raids. I hope you do. My buddy over there, Studio 49, he does one, I think once a month or so. But I don't know if you guys are in the same area. You're probably thousands of miles away. But definitely, I should try and make it work. Yeah, Ionic. I don't want to do more hard armor than I have as Vader already. I can sit in my Vader costume now, which is quite a thing. So, Gabriel, you had ideas for a fan film for Vader? I bet. Justin is he has a Kylo Ren costume that's not yet approved, but he's the snowtrooper in most of my videos. I agree, Richard. I agree. They definitely took some shortcuts on the costumes and props, which any great 501st Maul would definitely notice right off the bat, just like I noticed things about Vader would be like, wait a second, that's not right. That was my big hang up on Rogue One, was like, oh my gosh, the costume. Dear Lord, people, get it right. Anyway. Let's see. Maybe a one-day drive. Oh, that's cool. That's not too bad. Well, I don't think that's too bad, but we drive for hours for anything up here anyway. So, Gabriel, you're technically a TX, but Magma is pretty much a red TK. Yep. Cool. Cool. I just sent a Saber over to, where did I send it to? Australia, somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where. It's actually the second Saber I've sent to Australia, which is, I can't find it right now because I'm too tired. But anyway, yeah, so he's been waiting for a while for it, and I think he's going to be super happy with it once he gets it, because it was a Graflex replica. I did a video on it somewhere on this channel, but Graflex replica with a red, green, blue LED, so it's color changing. With the twist of the handle, it changes colors. He's got 9 colors in there. It's pretty cool. So, let's see. Props sitting is good. You cannot? Wait, in your clone you can't? Yeah, I wouldn't think in your clone. Most TKs can't sit. Most people. It took a while for me to figure out how to do it. And it's awkward. Like, it's awkward. But totally worth it if I have the chance when nobody's around to sit down. Or if I have the chance and people are around and I'm sitting around like kind of in a throne room sort of state, then that's kind of cool too. Anyway. Let's see. See you, Brandon. Thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Australia somewhere. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, isn't it? I shipped 2 Sabers to this gentleman, and I can't remember where he is now. Anyway. Shipping cost to Australia is not bad. Well, it's not bad in this case. Like the Saber, when it's all packaged up and everything's set, it's got a blade Saber. Weight was about 3 pounds or so in a 4x4 by 4 foot box, so 4 inch by 4 inch by 48 inch box. I think the shipping ran, that was a little under $80 or $70, somewhere in there. So, you know, that's insurance and all that too. So it's, anyway, not too bad. You Daft Trooper, you used to be hey, welcome to the stream. TK Commander, you kind of miss it, but you're enjoying your officer. Yeah, a lot more freedom of movement in an officer, that's for sure. Yeah, Gabriel, that's pretty much what I did. If you see the video with us on the bus, that's what I did. I told people we would be honored if they would join us, and sitting on the edge of the bus. I have to sit like really wide and big, and got the chest box here, and it bunches up with the belt box and bunches up with the cod, and it gets all blocked up. And anyway, and so yeah, it's interesting. I can see why they didn't do the cape over the shoulder bells with him sitting in the chair, because it doesn't look very good. The cape needs to be back so that the shoulders, the armor is showing. It looks much more menacing. Anyway. Let's see. Fantastic rates. It was 1 and a bit thousand for your kit to get it shipped to you, I assume. You can drive in Revan minus the mask. Yeah, I do not encourage people to drive in these costumes because it is not a good idea. Let's see. Forgot about that on the bus. It was pretty fun. That was a lot of fun. So, hey, everybody, especially all of you from Timberline Garrison, I want to thank you for tuning in and chatting tonight. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed chatting with you guys. I will be back live streaming next week sometime, possibly sometime this weekend at SenshiCon, I'm hoping, depending on if I can get everything set up over there. And then, yeah, stay tuned for videos coming, and there'll be more coming. Thanks for watching this channel. Thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting when I post videos. Thanks for sharing the videos. Helps other people find out about this channel and lets them know I'm around. And thanks for subscribing. I'll see you again soon on the next video.